Welcome in, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Oh, hi, Wookie. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Oh, you did, Diamante? Yay, thank you. Hi, Braylon. How are you? Hi, Grim. Hi, Sparkle. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How's everybody doing? And if you guys want to go ahead and start in all capital letters, start writing your story requests in the chat. I'll write them down. And also, if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the right-hand corner of your screen. And there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch. Also, sharing into your stories and sharing to messages helps too. Hi, Rachel. Okay, Amanda, I gotcha. Yeah, is it your birthday? Is today your birthday? Happy birthday. Oh my god, yeah, it's your birthday. Okay, yeah, you totally can get it. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Yo-Yo. Happy birthday go? Hi, Zoe. April. Yep. She knew what to ask for. You're welcome, Yaya. I only do that if you know what to ask for on your birthday, and she knew what to ask for. Yeah, it is. That's so funny. That time at band camp is at the Ozarks Howler. It sure is. It's me. I'm the problem. Tao, it's over, I promise. I thought I was like sounding like a church lady or like an opera singer being funny, but then everyone says I sound like a ghost. So then I was like, okay, it's my ghost birthday song. Yeah, see, Mandy, that's exactly what they said. The hanging ghost decoration from the 80s, 90s. I thought I sounded like an opera singer. And so now they call it my ghost birthday song. And that's what she asked for because they say I sound like a ghost, which I'm fine with. Hi, Mother V. Happy birthday, Yaya. Love you, girl. You sound amazing. Thanks, girl. Misty said birthday cake. Sparkles over here on T-Witch says, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. I hope you had some birthday cake, Yaya. Hi, Lemons. Lemons, you just missed my ghost birthday singing. It's Yaya's birthday, and she specifically requested that I sing for her my ghost birthday song. And I was like, well, Lemons is the one that said I sound like a ghost. Ice cream cake is so good. Anyway, thanks for sharing it out, guys. Happy birthday, Yaya. Sorry for the distraction, everybody, of the requests, but you can get back to writing your requests in all capital letters in the chat, please. Happy birthday, Yaya. Oh, it wasn't an interruption at all, Yaya. I'm sure everybody enjoyed it. Okay, Virgie, thanks. Oh, thanks, Lolita. Yeah, Court said she thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, you're so cute. I love you so much. She said I waited all day to ask. Everybody wish Yaya a happy birthday. And since it's her birthday, we definitely need to read the Boohag tonight. So you guys are going to need to vote for that. She's a beast. Why? Because at the end I threw in Jessica, so I don't have to do it again. It's raining here, by the way. That's what that noise is. Hi, Lady Rose. Tao says I have nothing to say in the matter. Well, and that's not my real singing voice, just an FYI. I'm sure you guys can tell, but, you know, just in case that wasn't clear. Shannon. Shannon. My singing spaced out Shannon. She said, I was already feeling really weird, and now I feel even weirder. Oh, so Lemons can hear it? No way. She's a beast. Yeah, right. All right. Feel free to write your story requests that you would like to hear in the chat. And welcome in, everybody. Really, Misty? She graduated? Aw, Misty's Baby girl got her college degree last night. Congrats to her. Okay, Lonnie. And don't worry, I shut the window before I start reading so you won't hear the rain. I just like rain, so I opened the window for a little bit. Which bayou one, Delia? I have a couple that take place in a bayou. Yeah, I love rain. It is a vibe, right? Don't shut the window. Okay. Hi, Lola. Oh my God, Moonwalk. Yeah, that was fun. Marie, thanks for the cozy cryptids and Mama Bear. And everybody, thank you for your heart me's. And Lemons, thanks for the cozy cryptid and the popular. Uh-oh, Mama Bear. Aw, your boy, Gage, you're so sweet. I'm glad you're here. Mama Bear, someone stole your seat. Oh no. Do I have a favorite one? Yes, Debbie. My favorite one is the Hitchhiker. And then I really like the Silkies one. Also, if you guys would like to see a list of the story titles, I did a couple days ago post that on the Discord for everybody. Grim, thanks for the follow on T-Witch. Oh, nice, Misty. That's awesome. What, Robin? Hi, Katrina. Yeah, I'm okay. How are you? Wookie, thank you for writing keywords in the chat. Welcome in, everybody. Also, yeah, thank you. If you guys aren't familiar with it, it helps the algorithm AI. Oh my God, you're about to drive to Abbeville? Oh, oh my goodness. Robin. Hi, Franny. Hi, Justin. Hi, Autumn. If you guys, Scooby-Doo, not really Sweetness, but I haven't watched it in a long time, so maybe I could be. Hi, Carmen. So if you guys could do me a big favor, and throughout the night, if you guys could write keywords in the chat, things like, are you afraid of the dark? Supernatural, goosebumps, spooky stories, storyteller, bedtime stories, ASMR, Mothman, Goatman, Bigfoot, anything like that. You can put it into funny sentences. You can just write out the keywords if you want. The funnier sentences, the better, but you can just write keywords too. But posting comments that have to do with these topics trains the AI that's what this live is about. And it does scan the chat, and we have noticed that when we get off topic a lot and we don't do that, trolls come in. But it gives us the freedom to talk about whatever we want without the AI categorizing us as something else in the chat, because it counteracts all the other things we talk about in the chat, because it is just basically trying to categorize us every 10 minutes the entire live. And I know that's annoying, but I figured I would share it with you guys so that we can get more cool people in here and less trolls, and it's helpful. And it can kind of be a battle of the funniest comments, like who can write the funniest comments about cryptids. Michelle is really funny. Michelle always writes comments like, Bigfoot and Mothman couldn't believe it when they found out Devin was real. So yeah, like Bigfoot stole my shoes. And JK always writes, why is there Sasquatch hair in my hairbrush? So it's kind of a fun thing we do, where we like to write funny sentences throughout the night. Also, sometimes they do get me to break in the story and laugh. So, hi, Chance. Yeah, Goatman on a boat. I don't know, Tanya. I know, Tanya. I'm so glad you found me. Now you're here on the porch with us. Right, Chance? That's why I was like, that's so funny. She made it sound like I was a cryptid. Don't tag Mothman. I had a blood test. The doctor says I have cryptid liptids. I may be half Hodag. Hodag's on my list, actually, of stories I'm going to do recently. All right, if you haven't yet, feel free to write your request in the chat in all capital letters so I can find it easily. Thanks, Chance. I go fishing with night crawlers. Yeah, the Hodag's funny. Oh, TR, they are, that's a good point. I don't know where to put them to where everybody would be able to see them. I need to make a separate section. I gotta ask Tommy. They're in the chat under general, like under just our general chat, but I can repost it again. I can just repost it until I find a way to make it, because Tommy makes my Discord or my Dcord, so I actually don't know how to like add a new section really. So if you go to Porch chat, I posted them. Oh, but there's been 50 new messages since then. Okay, so I'll just share them again. I will share it again. Give me 1 second and I'll post it right now so you guys can check it out. And Court, this app just does that constantly during every live I'm in. So I wouldn't be surprised it happens in mine too. Okay, Sibley, I got Goatman. Thank you. I write it down. Okay, I just posted the story list again in the Porch chat on Dcord. And I hope that's good. I hope that helps. There's 2 stories that are missing off that. I'll fix it eventually, but there's the Reanimator and the Mothman. It's called the Detour, actually. They are not on there. But only because I forgot. Sibley, thank you so much. Oh my God, Sibley, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Porch. I'm so glad you're here. J-Lo, I love that. That's so funny. But I'm glad it helps you sleep. Hi, Huntress. Welcome to the porch. Trust me, we are good, I promise. We have so much fun in here. You're going to be so glad you found us. Everybody welcome Huntress in. She just discovered the porch. All right, you guys, I'm going to write the first poll. And I will be right back with the first poll for us to vote for the next stories. Aw, thanks, Court. Okay, you guys, the first poll is ready. We have, and you can vote if you're on TT, and if you are on YT or TWitch and you would like someone to vote for you. Let us know. You did research for what, Grim? That's pretty cool. Oh, Sparkle, that's so sweet. Misty, someone over here on T-Witch, Sparkle, said, please pass on my well to her daughter for her college. That's so sweet, you guys. Look at this. Porch pals talking to each other across platforms is the cutest. It's making my heart swell. It's like, oh my gosh, I really love this. So Misty, Sparkle Tree over on T-Witch says, congratulations to your daughter. I love bringing everybody together like this. It's just really beautiful. All right, guys. So on the poll, enough of me being emotional. We have the Goat Man. We have Huggin' Molly. We have Midnight Movie, which is a reworking of an Are You Afraid of the Dark story. We have the Marshlight. And we have the Ozark's Howler, which is the new story that premiered yesterday. All right. And you can vote. Oh, it said something went wrong. Let's try it again. There we go. You can vote in the top left-hand corner in the blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times a piece. And again, we have the Goat Man, Huggin' Molly, Midnight Movie, Marshlight, and the Ozark's Howler. And Sparkle Tree, you want Marshlight, and Sibley would like Goat Man. Oh, you do, Jamie? Cool. Okay, Diamante. Oh, Lola, of course. I am so grateful to have found you guys. Like, honestly, you guys are changing my life and just everything, my outlook, my everything. Hi, Jade. Oh, both please. Okay. So Justin Sparkle Tree would like the Ozark's Howler and the Marshallite. Thank you. You're the best. And you obviously do not have to do that, Justin. You're amazing. So if you ever decide you don't want to do that anymore, let me know. Love you too, J-Lo. Because I'll try to figure out a way to, like, I don't know, set up a different account and, like, I don't know. Because I'm not allowed to vote in my own polls. Or I would for people. Hi, Sin Pretty. Hi, Leslie. Rachel's using the Welcome Porch Pal sticker. Love it. Jade, it's Yaya's birthday. Oh, thanks, Yaya. You're so sweet. And you missed it. I sang to her my ghost birthday story. Yaya, did you learn about that because I sang it for Kim? Is that how you learned about my ghost story? Or my ghost voice? Because I think I did it for Kim. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. Because I popped up in a guest box, right? And did it for Kim. All right. Midnight Movie, huh? Midnight Movie is the winner. And this is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking, which was my favorite show when I was a little girl, still kind of is. And it was the inspiration for my channel. I thought, you know what? Adults deserve some spook situations. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Not horror, just spooky and just a little bit of that nostalgic ooh. And my goal is to bring that to you guys. Good morning, Michelle. Yes, Are You Afraid of the Dark, y'all? All right, guys, I will be right back with the tale of the Midnight Movie. Tanya, thank you for your first gift ever. Oh my gosh, what an honor. Tanya, thank you. Juju fruits. Oh my God, I forgot about those, Justin. Oh, yay, Holly. I'm glad you get a break. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that so much. All right, everybody. I'll be right back. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Hi, Bryant. Guess what I was thinking today, Bryant, when I was driving home? That I forgot to send you my address. So I'll do it tonight, I promise. I was like, damn it. And I was in the car, so I was like, damn it. Also, thank you to everybody who's tapping the screen. You can also tap the screen on YT. And I'm not sure about T-Witch, but I know you can also tap the little heart. It's not the whole screen, but there's a spot you can tap on YT, just in case you guys felt compelled to do it over there too. Henry. Happy Tuesday. It's Yaya's birthday, Ramen, and Jessica's. Hi, Jade. Hi, Wookie. Thank you, Carmen, for the cute fairy and the coral. Thank you. Okay, Wookie. Thank you, April. Love you. Get some good sleep. Thank you, Carmen. That's so pretty. Jade, me too. It's been the astrology lately. Like, dude, I literally gutted part of my room today. Got all these little storage containers and organized everything. I was like sweating. Like literally sweating from like cleaning and organizing stuff. It was great. So did you, yeah. And that's what I was saying. If you're feeling like that right now, there's a reason they call it spring cleaning. People don't talk about a lot of these things that are, things that are part of our culture. It's a human. It has to do with the planets. And right now, you will probably be feeling like cleaning. Yep, you probably feel like, do it while you're motivated. Exactly. You will probably feel like organizing or cleaning or getting rid of stuff, shedding. Because right now, Pluto went into retrograde, and it's going to make you feel like you're going to want to shed a lot of things that aren't working for you anymore. Right, Mackenzie? Yeah. So the spring cleaning comes from that, because a lot of the planet alignments that happen in the springtime have to do with things like releasing old things, renewal, growth, new things. Jennifer, yes, that too. My sister just got rid of hers. Good idea, Jade. I did that once before I left Denver. Hi, CJ. Welcome in. All right, guys, quick swig, and I will be right back with the tale of the midnight movie. Welcome to the porch. CJ just said, hey, Devin, thanks for having me. Are you okay? Are you okay, boo-boo? What's wrong? Jade, what do you mean? What do you mean? You're the sketchy person. What, are you thinking about jumping the people? What do you mean? It is Pippa. Imagine me trying to keep up with it. It's tough. Hi, Steven. Hi, lovely. What do you mean, lovely? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Hi, Debbie Dreams. CJ. No, it was very sweet of you. I mean, I think you're the first person that's ever said thanks for having me. And that's really sweet. And it caught me off guard. I was like, wait, let me check. Was that from CJ? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Mez, which meme? Jade's your favorite character in every story. Me too. Jade, you're so funny. Let's get weird. Deep cleaning spots. Okay, I thought you said you were like seeing spots. I was like, girl, we need to talk. Oh my God, that's so funny. Why are you so funny, Bandcamp? Porch Bells get so excited about a new story, they shake all over. It's called Porch Palsy. And you know that that's not a stolen joke. That you made that up. That's so funny. I was confused, CJ. I was like, a rainbow? A rainbow? Where's the rainbow? I don't understand anything that anyone's saying tonight. Mez, you're so funny. Right, Tao. Wookie, don't worry, she's not seeing spots. She meant she was cleaning in spots. Wookie, isn't that annoying when that happens? I do that all the time. Oh, the double rainbow. Got it. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Midnight Movie. Average C, thank you for the chubby fairy thing. Hello, Ron. Hi, Leslie. Tonight, we've got a spine-chilling tale about a forgotten theater, an ancient film, and a mysterious screening that did more than just entertain. In a world of digital streaming and blockbuster cinemas, the small independent movie houses are slowly dying off, relics of a forgotten time. But what if one of those dying theaters found a way to bring people back? Not with a new release, but with a special showing of a classic film. The story you're about to hear takes place in one such theater, where the flickering images on the screen became more than just a movie. They became a portal to something terrifying. So grab your popcorn, settle in on the porch, and enjoy the tale of the midnight movie. It all started with the Riverview Theater. Once a local gem, it had been around since the 1930s. But by the time our story begins, it was on the verge of collapse. The popcorn machine was broken more often than not. The seats were worn, and the crowd had dwindled down to a few loyal patrons clinging to nostalgia. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, we have so much fun on the porch here. I'm so glad you're here. Charlie, the theater manager, was desperate to save it. He had tried everything. Reruns of cult classics, indie films, even turning the place into a trivia night venue. But nothing worked. And the bills piled up, and the Riverview was on the brink of shutting its doors for good. And then one night, as Charlie was sifting through a box of old film reels in the basement, he found something strange. It was a reel he'd never seen before, marked only with a handwritten label. Nosferatu, Director's Cut. The original 1922 vampire film Nosferatu was iconic. But this version? Charlie had never heard of a director's cut. Still, something about it intrigued him. What if this was the answer? A rare, unseen version of a vampire classic could be just the thing to bring in a crowd. Midnight showing, Halloween week, perfect. Charlie jumped into action. He slapped together posters, reached out to local horror enthusiasts, and promoted the event on social media. And the taglines were bold. Come see the lost director's cut of Nosferatu, an experience that was never meant to be seen. Thank you, Yorbo. Thank you, Mez. Slowly the buzz started building, and by the night of the showing, something incredible happened. The theater was packed. People came from all over, drawn by the promise of a rare cinematic experience. Horror fans, curious locals, and even film students crowded into the small lobby, chatting excitedly as the old movie posters hanging on the walls looked down on them. And then, just before midnight, the lights dimmed and the crowd funneled into the screening room. The projector came to life, and the eerie strains of Nosferatu's haunting score filled the theater. Charlie watched from the back, feeling an odd mix of excitement and unease. Something about the film reel had unsettled him, but he couldn't really place why. As the film began, the audience sat mesmerized by the iconic silent images. The flickering frames of Count Orlok creeping through the shadows. The eerie, exaggerated movements. The stark contrast between light and dark. It was exactly what they had come for. But something was off. At first, it was subtle, quick flashes in the film, strange cuts that hadn't been in the original. Charlie, watching from the back of the room, noticed it immediately. A figure would appear in a scene that shouldn't have been there, standing just in the background, barely noticeable, but there. The figure was gaunt, dressed in a black robe, its face obscured by shadows. And no one in the audience seemed to notice these flashes but Charlie. As the movie went on, these flashes became longer and more frequent. The figure started to appear in every scene, always just at the edge of the frame, lurking. And then halfway through the film, it happened. The screen went black for a moment, just a flicker. And then the image returned, but it was different. It wasn't a scene from the 1922 classic. The screen now showed the theater itself in real time. The image was grainy, but clear enough. The audience murmured in confusion as they saw themselves on the screen, sitting in their seats. Then the camera angle moved slowly, sweeping across the rows, as if someone or something was walking through the theater. Charlie's heart raced. This wasn't part of the film. He glanced at the projector booth, but the operator inside seemed as puzzled as everyone else. The camera on screen panned to the back row where Charlie was standing. His stomach dropped as he saw himself on the screen, staring directly into the lens. And then the figure appeared. It wasn't on the film anymore. It was in the theater, moving through the aisles. Unseen by the audience's eyes, but fully visible on the screen. The gaunt figure with its black robe and shadowed face stalked closer and closer, heading toward the projector booth. People in the audience began to panic. Some laughed nervously, thinking it was all part of the show. But others felt the rising tension, the oppressive weight of something terribly wrong. Charlie tried to move, to warn them, but it was like his legs were frozen in place. He couldn't tear his eyes away from the screen. Suddenly, the film flickered again, and suddenly the figure was standing in the projector booth, right behind the operator. His hands slowly reached out, and the operator didn't see it. He was still adjusting the reels, oblivious to the terror creeping up behind him. The audience gasped collectively as the figure's hands touched the back of the operator's neck. And in that instant, the screen went black and the lights in the theater flickered off, and panic erupted. People screamed for the exits, but the doors wouldn't budge. The projector flickered back to life, but this time, there was no film. Instead, the gaunt figure appeared on the screen, staring out into the theater. Its face still hidden in shadows. And then one by one, the theatergoers began to vanish. They would just blink out of existence, swallowed by the darkness that seemed to seep through the screen. Charlie was paralyzed, unable to move, unable to speak, and he watched in horror as the audience disappeared, leaving the theater empty and silent. When the authorities arrived the next morning, they found the theater completely abandoned. The projector was still running, playing the final frames of Nosferatu on an endless loop. Of the dozens of people who entered that night, not a single one remained. Charlie was never found. The last known footage of him came from a security camera in the theater lobby, showing him walking into the screening room moments before the midnight showing, and after that, nothing. The Riverview Theater closed down shortly after, condemned and left to rot. Locals say that on cold, quiet nights, you can still hear the faint hums of the projector. And if you look through the broken windows, you might see shadows moving on the screen, like flickering remnants of the lost souls from that night. Some say the reel that Charlie found was cursed, that it was never meant to be seen by human eyes. Others claim that it was a portal, a gateway to something far more sinister than an old vampire film. But one thing is certain. Those who attended Riverview Theater that night are gone. And the film, well, it hasn't been seen since. So the next time you sit down to watch a late night movie, especially one on an old reel, remember, some films take more than your attention. They take your soul. And that's the tale of the Midnight Movie. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Tuesday. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And that story was a reworking of an Are You Afraid of the Dark classic. Thanks, Cindy. Thank you, Decaption. All right, you guys. Thank you for the continued taps. We did reach 1 million taps 3 times in this live on a Tuesday, because we made a whole little song about how it was on a Tuesday. So feel free to try to do that again. Also, if you are new here and you're enjoying yourself, don't forget to give me a follow here on TikTok. So if you fall off the porch, you can find us again. Also, while I get the next poll ready, if you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us share this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing it to your stories helps too, and sharing it to your friends. I also do write and record all these stories myself, and you can listen to them anytime you would like when I'm not live on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Ella, thank you for the cute fairies. I will be right. Khaleesi, thanks for the populars and the level up. I will be right back with the next poll for us to vote. So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. And as I always say, there is always room for one more on the porch. Also, Psycho, I didn't mean to send you an invitation, so don't accept that. I was trying to say hi. Hi! I accidentally sent you an invitation. Don't accept it. Thanks. It is bigger. Yep, it goes all the way back. Thank you. Isn't it a pretty porch? Okay, you guys, the poll is ready. And we have have the Fresno night crawlers and their creepy pants. We have the Ozark's Howler, which is the new story. We have the Deer Woman of Oklahoma. We have the Marshlight. And we have the Sasquatch Stalker. If you're on TT, you can vote in the blue box that's in the top left-hand corner. And you can vote up to 50 times a piece. And you can vote for more than one story at a time. And yes, that stupid pink banner does cover it up. Swipe it out of the way if you're able to. And the Ozark's Howler is in the lead. The new story is the Ozark's Howler. It's on the poll right now. Hi, Ethereal. And Live, Laugh, Love. I hate having the hiccups. I totally understand. It's so annoying. I'm good, Ethereal. How are you, cutie? Yes, girl, you're in the right place. Thunder Kitty, I've never heard anybody say that. Maybe swipe out and come back in. Hi, Thay. Hi, Tolstoy. All right, you guys, the winner of the poll. Hi, Madam Macabre. Welcome in. All right, guys, the winner of the poll is the Ozark's Howler. That's the new story of the week. Woo woo. Thank you for the hand hearts, Nancy, and thank you for your heart me, Tolstoy. I will be right back with the tale of the Ozark's Howler. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. And while I'm getting this story ready, if you guys would do me a big favor and hit that share arrow. In the bottom right hand corner, there's a little yellow circle with two arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch, as well as sharing to your stories and in your messages. Laura, I'm obsessed with that new gift. Thank you. The furry friends is so cute. The way they jump up and down is so cute. Sean, are you singing Hootie and the Blowfish right now? Hold my hand. Tolstoy, thank you for the coral. No, James isn't in here tonight, Robin. He messaged me earlier because he's so sweet. And he messaged me to let me know that he wasn't going to be here tonight because his internet is out. I did, Jennifer. How was your day? Hi, Bernie Pie. So he's not here, but he is going to be so excited. I know, isn't that so cute? He's the sweetest. Thank you for the moonwalk. I know, of all nights too, Robin. Lovely, you are a sweetheart. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pals Society. This is the tale of the Ozark's Howler. Tao, don't leave. Stay and hang out. Most people outside the Midwest have never heard of the Ozark's Howler. And honestly, even most people inside the Midwest treat it like one of those regional campfire stories. Something local parents use to keep their kids from wandering too far past the tree line after dark. But if you spend enough time in southern Missouri or northern Arkansas, especially around the older mountain towns, where the roads narrow into gravel and the forests seem to swallow the whole stretches of civilization, you start hearing about it in ways that don't sound like folklore anymore. The first time I heard the name was from an old newspaper clipping pinned to the wall of a roadside diner outside Branson. It was framed between yellowed photographs of flood damage and a missing person flyer from the 70s. The clipping described a farmer in the 1920s who claimed he saw a beast the size of a bear, with glowing eyes, horns like a ram, and a cry so unnatural it made his livestock slam themselves bloody against their pens, trying to escape. Now, depending on who you ask, the Ozark's Howler is described as a shaggy black beast with horns and glowing red eyes. Others say it looks more like an oversized mountain lion with malformed hind legs. Some insist it has tusks. Thank you, Laura. Others swear it has a tail tipped like a spear. The only consistent detail in every version is the sound. The howl. Witnesses describe it as something between a wolf, an elk's scream, a woman shrieking, and metal grinding. A noise so wrong that hearing it allegedly causes nausea, panic, and sometimes temporary paralysis. Thank you, Space Elevator. Stories of the creature date back at least to the early 1800s, with settlers in the Ozarks recording encounters with what they called the devil cat, or the haunted beast. Some folklorists believe the legend may be older, adapted from indigenous oral traditions, warning against supernatural creatures and spirits that live deep in the hills and should never be followed after dark. Others think the creature was inspired by sightings of diseased bears, escaped big cats, or simple frontier paranoia. But if that were true, it should have faded. Instead, sightings continued. Hunters disappearing after screams were heard in the woods. Farm animals found gutted but uneaten. Campers have reported eyes in the dark, followed by sounds no known animal should ever make. Every few years, another sighting surfaces online, or in local papers, usually mocked into oblivion by anyone who hasn't grown up near those woods. I rented a cabin near the Mark Twain National Forest. And if you'd never heard of it, it's a very underrated gorgeous national park in Missouri. The cabin looked charming. Wraparound porch, stone fireplace, private acreage, no neighbors for over a mile. At the time, that last part sounded relaxing. The drive down was gorgeous. Late October had painted the hills in rust and gold, and every curve of the mountain roads looked like something out of a postcard. By the time I reached the cabin, the sun was already dripping behind the ridgeline, staining the trees copper. I noticed the large oak tree behind the cabin had large gashes in it. Just my reminder that bears do live out here. The place itself sat alone at the end of a dirt road, with forest pressing close on all sides. Dense enough that 10 feet beyond the clearing became shadows. Thank you, Chrissy, for your first gift. The owner had left a binder of house rules and local recommendations on the kitchen counter. And tucked between pages about Wi-Fi passwords and checkout instructions was a handwritten note, warning guests not to leave food outside due to bears. Then under that, someone had scribbled in pen, "If you hear something screaming in the woods, don't go looking for it." I laughed when I saw it. I assumed it was just some tacky joke the owner used to play up the spooky mountain aesthetic. Later that night, I was sitting on the porch under a blanket, enjoying some greenery with a little Bluetooth speaker playing music softly beside me. The night was almost unnaturally quiet, just the wind moving through the leaves. And then every insect around me stopped at once. The silence hit so suddenly, it felt physical. And then I heard a sound from somewhere deep in the trees. Long and loud. It started almost like an animal call. And then it bent upward into something agonized and human enough to make every hair on my body stand up. It sounded wrong in a way that I can't properly explain. Not scary because it was loud. Scary because every instinct in me knew I was hearing something that I couldn't identify. The scream echoed across the hills, and then again, closer. I didn't move. The third scream came from a different direction entirely. Not deeper in the woods, to my left and much closer. Thank you, John. As if whatever made it had circled while I had sat there. I went inside immediately and I locked every door. I remember trying to rationalize it. A bobcat? A fox? Mountain lion, maybe? Animals can make horrifying noises. But I've heard recordings of all of those animals since, and none of them sounded like what I heard. I barely slept that night. And then sometime after midnight, I woke to heavy footsteps moving across the wraparound porch. Boards creaked outside the bedroom window and then stopped. I held my breath. And then came a wet snuffling sound against the glass, like something was smelling the window. And then claws dragged slowly across the pane. I stayed perfectly still until dawn. In the morning, I found muddy tracks around the porch. Nothing I recognized. Not a bear, not a dog. They were canine-shaped, but not normal. And this only deepened my curiosity. I had to investigate this further. Just one short walk in broad daylight, just to check out the terrain, see if I notice anything out of the ordinary. The trail wound through dense timber and limestone outcroppings. The kind of forest where visibility drops to nothing after 20 yards. Everything smelled of wet leaves and old stone. I'd been walking maybe 40 minutes when I found the deer. Or what was left of it. It lay half hidden in the brush off the trail. Its rib cage was torn open and its hindquarters were untouched. The throat had been shredded so violently the head nearly hung loose. But almost no meat had been eaten. It appeared to have been senselessly killed. I turned around immediately. And that's when I heard branches snapping behind me. Something large moving through the woods, keeping pace. I looked back once and saw black movement between the trees, low to the ground. Too large for a coyote and too fluid for a bear. And then it stepped into a beam of sunlight, maybe 30 yards off the trail. And that's when I saw it. Its body was shaped roughly like a massive wolf, but with weird proportions. Its front shoulders were too broad. The hind legs were too long. And its spine sloped unnaturally downward like a hyena. Thick black fur hung in clumps across its frame. Patchy in places as though diseased or scarred. Its head was oversized and broad-jawed, and crowned by two curved, horn-like protrusions rising from above its ears. Its eyes reflected red in the filtered light. Its mouth hung slightly open, and strings of saliva swung from teeth too long for its jaw. And then it screamed. Not howled, screamed. The sound hit me like a physical blow, and goosebumps immediately covered my entire body. And I ran. I have never moved that fast in my life. Branches tore at my face and roots caught my boots. Behind us, I could hear it crashing through the brush and shrieking in short bursts that sounded almost like it was excited. I burst from the trail into the cabin clearing with that thing still behind me. I slammed the door just as something hit it hard enough to shake the frame. Then another impact. Wood splintered near the hinges. Then it circled the house for what felt like hours. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Nikki. Throwing itself against the walls, scratching at the windows, screaming from different sides of the cabin as if trying to confuse me. At one point, it climbed onto the roof. I could hear its claws scraping overhead. And then, silence. Long enough that I thought maybe it had finally left. But then the power went out, and the cabin plunged into darkness. And from directly outside the living room window, I saw 2 red eyes. I stayed huddled in the bathroom with a kitchen knife and a fireplace poker until sunrise. The thing was gone by morning. My car parked beside the cabin looked like someone had attacked it with an axe. Doors gouged, windows shattered, deep claw marks raked across the hood. Police came, search teams came, wildlife officers came. They found tracks, damage, and blood from where the creature had cut itself breaking the car glass. But no animal, no explanation. Thank you, Mackenzie. Hi, electric sign. Officially, they blamed a bear. They always blame a bear. As I waited for the car rental shuttle to come pick me up, I sat down to catch my breath for a minute, and I noticed the cabin's guest book sitting on the coffee table. I opened it up to a bookmarked page. It was an entry from 6 years ago. A woman who described the exact same thing. The screams, the eyes, the clawing at the walls. And in shaky hand was written a claim that the cabin owner built the property there intentionally. His grandfather had once owned the land, and he had believed that the Howler didn't just hunt randomly. It returned to places where blood had been spilled. And decades before that cabin was built, a massacre of the local indigenous people soaked the land with their blood. The local story, according to the note, was that whatever the Howler truly is, it doesn't simply live in the Ozarks. It's drawn to violence, to cruelty, to places where something monstrous has already happened. And then it comes back again and again. It also described the dozens of deep scratch marks carved into the oak behind the property, the one that I had noticed when I first arrived. Layer upon layer, some fresh, some scratches so old the bark had grown around them, as if something had been returning to that tree for generations. Maybe the moral is that some places earn their legends. Some folklore exists because enough people survive the same terror to give it a name. And maybe the Ozark's Howler is exactly what old mountain families have always said it was. A thing that manifests when the land is soaked in blood. All I know is this. If you ever find yourself in the Ozarks after dark, when the woods go silent, and you hear something screaming in the distance, don't convince yourself it's just a story, because stories don't leave claw marks that deep. And that's the tale of the Ozark's Howler. Thank you, Maze. Thank you for the hand heart space elevator. Laura, thanks for the dolphin. Kiki, thank you for the roses. Hi, Katie. Thanks for your heart me. Welcome in. Hi, Heather. Thanks for the populars. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you regulate your nervous system and fall asleep. I'm here every night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And if you guys could do me a big favor while I set up the next poll to vote, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, and if you've already done it, you can undo it and redo it, but hitting that yellow circle with the two arrows chasing each other called repost. That puts my live into your friend's FYP and it refreshes our algorithm. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing in your messages and tapping helps us all get pushed out. Thank you so much for being here. And I will be right back with the next poll. And thank you, Patsy. Yes, Squeaks, welcome back. Thank you, Lola. Hi, Carmen. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have the Natchez Trace Spirits versus the Boohag featuring the birthday girl, Yaya, the Deer Woman of Oklahoma, the Lake Worth Monster, and Highway 13. You can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. We have the Natchez Trace Spirits, the Boohag, the Deer Woman, the Lake Worth Monster, and Highway 13. Who's it gonna be? Gina, this app is always glitchy for everyone on every live. Don't worry, just swipe out and come back in. Good night, Robin. Sweet dreams. We love you. Oh, good, Patsy. Thank you. She said she closed the app and cleared the cache, and now it works fine. I'll have to do that later because mine's been glitching a lot. Like when I'm in other people's lives. Jan, that's so funny. That's so cute. Jan said, what you mean, Devin, there's other people on here? That just made me smile. Thanks, girl. That's cute. And guess what, guys? The Boohag won. Because we love Yaya. Thank you guys for voting for the birthday girl story. Plus, we haven't told the Boohag in a while, and she's got the best merch on my site. And if you haven't checked out the merch, please do. Even if you don't want to buy anything, just check out the site. I've added new stuff every day. Somebody asked for the purple Appalachian logo pillow, and I added that today. So if you're looking for... Yeah, thanks, Carmen. I add new stuff every day almost, and there's just all kinds of fun stuff. I added swimsuits. I sure did. The moth swimsuit's pretty cute. Anyway, thank you guys. And yes, let's do some tapping contests. Let's get the taps up. It does help us get pushed out a lot, and our taps have been pretty low lately. Thank you, Mackenzie. And I never realized how much the taps make a difference until we got 1 million taps that one night and we got 400 new Porch Pals. So clearly tapping makes a big difference. So feel free to just tap on the screen. And if you aren't interested in getting a tapper to help save your fingers and so you can listen without having to hold the phone and still support your favorite creators by tapping, there's a tapper in my showcase. Really, Cable? That's weird. Anyway, I will be right back with the tale of the Boohag. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Welcome to the porch. Isn't the bathing suit cute? Isn't that cute? Powwow, dude, it's the same volume that it's always at. Maybe try your phone volume. Because I don't change the volume of the music. It's actually locked. It's set. So it's the same. I know, Cable. The taps have been really bad lately. Like, they do seem like it's less and less every night. And I'm not really sure what's going on. But thanks, Powwow. I just don't turn it up or down because then everybody's constantly asking for up or down. So I just leave it exactly at this. And it has been decided that this is a pretty good level. But welcome in. I like that name. Me too. Powwow Dude's a cool name. All right, guys. My shawl said, no worries. I'm here now. All right, guys. I will be right back with the tale of the Boohag for Yaya's birthday. Happy birthday, Yaya. Kiki, it's not even summer. What do you mean? It's spring. We're literally in the middle of spring. Jade, I hope you feel better. I love you so much. Get some rest. Love you. Yeah, Matt, probably not. Thank you for the window space elevator. I love that one. Lola, thank you for the corgi. Space elevator, thank you for the dream strings. That one's cool. And Chelsea, thanks for the fairy. Be right back. Hi, Heidi. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Boohag who borrowed my face. Thank you, Space Elevator. I didn't grow up hearing about the Boohag. And that detail matters because people who do grow up in the Low Country usually know better than to speak about her lightly. And they definitely know better than to go looking for her. She kept reappearing in the margins of Gullah Geechee oral histories. Never centered and never explained outright. Thank you, John. Just warnings folded into other stories. Side comments, afterthoughts. The Boohag doesn't announce herself. She is inferred. Thank you, Kiki. Thank you, Tracy. My friend Yaya was the one who suggested we go. She had roots in the region, family ties that stretched back into coastal Georgia and South Carolina. And she spoke about hoodoo and Gullah Geechee traditions with familiarity and the utmost respect. I trusted her instincts, especially because she was usually the one telling me not to push things too far. And this time was no different. We were staying near a stretch of marshland not far from Sapelo Island. We went for folklore research, documented accounts, interviews, land-based traditions. Nothing invasive. We weren't hunting anything. Still, when I brought up the Boohag specifically, Yaya went quiet. She reminded me that the Boohag wasn't a ghost in the traditional sense. But she wasn't really a cryptid either. According to the stories, she didn't just wear skin. She learned it. Watched women closely. Borrowed mannerisms, voices, habits. Slipped into communities by becoming familiar before becoming dangerous. And most importantly, Boohags were said to target exhaustion. Women stretched thin. Caretakers, researchers, people already running on borrowed energy. The first night passed quietly. The house we rented was old but well kept, raised slightly off the ground, porch facing the marsh. Cicadas buzzed constantly, a sound so thick it felt physical. Yaya went to bed early. I stayed up organizing notes, recording observations, and grounding myself. Thank you, Laura. And then sometime after midnight, I realized I could hear breathing that wasn't mine. I assumed maybe it was Yaya shifting in her sleep, Or maybe the rhythmic push of the marsh itself. But still, I didn't sleep well. The second day, we visited a local woman known for root work. She wouldn't say the Boohag's name. She just referred to her as that one. When I asked how people protected themselves, she said that something that didn't make sense to me at the time. She said the Boohag doesn't take your life. She takes your permission. That night, Yaya pointed out something strange. She said that I'd been repeating her phrases. Not intentionally and not word for word, just similar rhythms, same pauses, same emphasis. I brushed it off as proximity. Researchers do that sometimes, unconsciously mirror speech patterns. But later, when I looked back at a voice memo I'd recorded alone on the porch, I noticed something unsettling. My cadence wasn't mine, and it wasn't Yaya's either. It was flatter and slower, like someone practicing how to sound like me. The third night was when the physical signs started. I woke just before dawn, soaked in sweat, feeling like I had been running. My calves ached. My feet were dirty, mud pressed into the grooves of my soles. But I hadn't left the house. When I mentioned it casually over coffee, Yaya stopped drinking mid-sip. And she asked if I had heard any knocking. I said no. She said good, because Boohags knock to be invited, but once they've been watching long enough, they stop asking. That afternoon, we walked a narrow path through the trees that bordered the marsh. Yaya lagged behind, unusually quiet. At one point, she asked me to stop. She said that my reflection in the puddle didn't move when I did. I laughed, but she didn't. By dusk, I was exhausted in a way that didn't make sense. Heavy-limbed, foggy, I kept losing my words mid-sentence. That night, I heard it clearly. A sound like wet fabric being moved deliberately. I followed it to the porch without fully realizing that I'd even stood up. The marsh was thicker with mist, moonlight reflecting off shallow water. And something stood near the tree line, just out of clear view. And I knew suddenly that she had been watching us since we arrived. Yaya grabbed my arm hard and pulled me back inside and locked the door. She said the Boohag doesn't chase, she just waits until you don't recognize yourself anymore. And that was the moment all the pieces snapped together. My exhaustion, the mirrored speech, the missing time, the confidence draining. The Boohag wasn't feeding on terror. She was borrowing energy, wearing it thin. I hadn't been followed. I had been rehearsed. We left before sunrise. We didn't even pack properly. We left and we didn't look back. Weeks later, while reviewing footage from the trip, I found something that I couldn't explain. A reflection in the porch window. Standing where I had stood, smiling slightly too wide, practicing my expressions. But the real twist didn't come until months later. I was speaking at a small folklore event, recounting the experience. When halfway through, someone in the audience stood up and laughed. They said that they had heard this exact story before, but not from me. From a woman who looked almost just like me, spoke just like me, but she told the story as if she had been the one to survive. And that's when I understood. The Boohag doesn't replace you. She duplicates you. And somewhere in the low country marsh, there is a version of me that learned my life well enough to live it. And now, I don't know which one of us actually left. And that's the tale of the Boohag who borrowed my face. Happy birthday, Yaya! Rochelle, that's so funny and cute. Oh, I love you. That's so cute. And thank you, Ethel. Okay, you guys, the poll is ready. And we have the Deer Woman versus the Rain Crow Shelter versus the Melon Heads versus the Bluff Watcher versus the Honey Island Swamp Monster. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box. And you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be? Oh, there was a super fan box. Was it from Sherry? And congrats, Joy. It didn't show me that one this time. That's so weird. Oh, I love this app. Hi, Chris. I missed you. How you doing, cutie? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Chris. We're glad you're here. Good night, Lola. Sweet dreams. Love you. See you tomorrow. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I do go live during the daytime on Wednesdays, called Witchy Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys want to join me tomorrow, I am on camera. I don't tell stories. We just hang out, talk about crystals, all that fun stuff. Hi, Mandy. Welcome in. We are just voting right now for me to tell the next story, and they're voting on the story. And the winner is the Bluff Watcher. All right, guys, I will be right back. Hi, Jesse. I will be right back with the tale of the Bluff Watcher, and welcome in our new porch pals. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Everybody welcome Mandy to the porch. I'll be right back with the next story. Jen, that was so cute. Thank you. Jen, thanks. That's so cute. Yeah, thanks for the Chicago pizza. Mace, thanks for the lightning bolt. That cardinal was so cute, and so was the bighorn. Thank you so much. You know I love animals. Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew. Welcome in. Thank you, Laura. Hi, Lisa. God, I love pizza. Yeah. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the thing that watches from the bluff. I wasn't supposed to be in St. Louis that weekend. It wasn't a planned trip. And it started with Michaela. Michaela has always been the kind of person who finds things. Not accidentally. Deliberately. She doesn't just hear about a place. She tracks it down. Cross-references it. Digs through local archives. Reads comment threads that most people scroll past. If something is strange, she notices it. If something is hidden, she goes looking. So when she texted me about a stretch of river bluff outside St. Louis, a place locals don't like talking about, I already knew how this would end. With us going. She called it Zombie Road, which already sounds like something you should avoid, right? Officially, it's Lawler Ford Road. A narrow, overgrown trail cutting through forest along the Merrimack River in Wildwood, just outside the city. But nobody calls it that anymore. Not if they know the stories. Before it became a haunted trail, the road was something else entirely. In the 1800s, it ran alongside a major railroad line. Workers died there. Accidents, cave-ins, explosions. And before that, the land belonged to the Osage Nation. There are accounts, not well documented but persistent, that the bluffs along that stretch were used for burials. Hi, Michaela. We were all talking about how much we miss you. And long before any of that, the limestone caves carved into the hills were already there. Deep, cold, and easy to get lost in. We miss you, Michaela. By the early 1900s, people started reporting things. Figures on the bluffs. Voices where there were no people. Something pacing the tree line at night. not following, watching, always watching. By the time we got there, it was late afternoon. The kind of heavy summer day where the air sticks to your skin and the sky looks still. We started near the trail entrance just outside Wildwood. No crowd, no hikers. Perfect. Just a narrow path disappearing into trees that felt thicker than they should have been. Michaela was already smiling, that quiet, locked-in smile she gets when she knows we're about to find something. The trail started easy, flat, packed dirt. The Merrimack River off to the side, slow and brown, barely moving. But the further we walked, the quieter it got. Thank you, Laura. No birds, no insects. Even the sound of our footsteps felt muted. Like the ground was absorbing it. About 20 minutes in, Michaela slowed down. She didn't say anything at first. She just tilted her head slightly, listening. "What?" I asked. She didn't answer right away, and then she said that it sounds like something is moving above us. I looked up and the bluff rose steeply to our left, dense with trees, jagged rock cutting through the soil. But nothing was there, no movement, no sound. And then I heard it, a step. Not ours, heavier, above us, and we both froze. And then another step, slow, measured, keeping pace. Michaela didn't laugh it off, and that's how I knew this wasn't just nothing. Thank you, Miss Behaven. Thank you, John. Then she just looked at me and said quietly, "Don't run." So we just kept walking. And it kept moving. Every time we moved, it moved. Every time we slowed, it slowed. Always above us and just out of sight, beyond the tree line. We reached a bend in the trail where the bluff dipped slightly lower. And for the first time, I saw it. Not clearly and not all at once, just a shape between the trees. Tall and standing completely still. At first, I thought maybe it was a person or maybe a tree. But something about it felt unfamiliar and off. And then it shifted, just slightly. Not stepping forward, just adjusting. Like it had been watching us the entire time. And that it didn't expect us to see it. Michaela grabbed my arm and said we need to go back. But when we turned around, the trail didn't look the same. And I don't mean it was darker. I meant it was unfamiliar. The curve of the path wasn't where it should have been, and the trees didn't line up the same way. The river wasn't even visible anymore. It felt like we had turned into a different place entirely. How did we get here? Behind us, we heard another step, closer now. We didn't run. We just walked faster, trying to stay calm, trying to stay quiet. Something was moving along the bluff line, keeping pace with us. Michaela stopped suddenly. "Do you hear that?" she whispered. And at first, I didn't. Then, underneath the footsteps, I heard something else. Breathing. Not close and not right next to us, just above, deep and slow. Like something large was trying very hard to stay quiet. And that's when we ran. Not a sprint, not panicked flailing, controlled and focused. Get back to the entrance and get back to the car. The trail stretched longer than it should have, and the bends didn't match what we remembered. And the steps above us, they didn't speed up. They didn't need to. We rounded one last curve and we stopped dead in our tracks. Because the path in front of us was blocked. A fallen tree, massive, freshly split. It hadn't been there before, we would have remembered it. Michaela turned slowly. The bluff above us was closer here, steeper, the trees thinner. And standing at the edge, looking down at us, was the thing we had seen before. Now, fully visible. And it was leaning forward, watching us. And then it took a step down the bluff. And that's when Michaela did something that I didn't expect. She stepped forward, not backward, not away, but forward. And she said, "You're not supposed to cross." Her voice didn't shake, it sounded certain, and the thing froze. The air changed, shifted, like pressure dropping before a storm. Michaela took another step. "You stay up there," she said. And for one impossible second, it listened. It didn't move. It didn't descend further, it just watched. Michaela grabbed my hand hard this time. "Now," she said. We climbed over the fallen tree and we ran. We didn't look back. We didn't stop. The moment we crossed it, the sound came back. The birds, the wind, the river. Everything was normal again. We reached the car without saying a word. And we drove in silence and didn't speak until we hit the highway back toward St. Louis. I asked her how she knew what to say. She didn't answer right away. And then she said something odd. She said, "I didn't. I just remembered." A week later, I went looking for records, old maps, historical accounts, anything about that stretch of land. And I found something buried in a local archive. A reference to Osage burial grounds along the bluff line. And a note, handwritten and barely legible, that certain areas were considered boundaries, not for the living, but for what stay above. Spirits, watchers, things that were not meant to descend. And then one last detail, a mention of individuals rare but documented who were believed to be able to speak to them. Not summon, not control, just remind them of the rules. And they called them the Boundary Keepers. And apparently, Michaela was one of them. Because I don't think we were just two people who got lucky that day. I think one of us had been there before. Not physically, but in a way that matters more. And that's the tale of the Bluff Watcher, featuring the one and only Michaela. Thank you, Tracy. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, really? She's a beast? I love that. Yes, it's an elemental. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Michelle, my name is Devin. Welcome in. Welcome to the porch. Oh, really, Michelle? Yeah, it's usually a name for males. And if you guys aren't aware, I do a morning live tomorrow morning called Witchy Wednesday at 11 a.m. If you guys want to join me during the day, I am on camera and we just hang out. I talk about crystals, all that fun stuff. Sometimes it's at 11, sometimes 11:30, sometimes 12, depending on how much sleep I get. Oh, I spell mine with an A, Michelle. So if you want to join me tomorrow during the day, I would love it. Siren Riot, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Also, if you are enjoying yourself tonight, don't forget to follow me. So if you fall off the porch, you can find us again. I also do write and record all of these stories myself. So if you would like to listen to them whenever I'm not live, they are all available on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Also, recordings of the live are now available on my YT channel. So if you go over there or you miss a live or you come in halfway through a story, you will be able to catch up. Oh, your merch mug. I love that, Mackenzie. Also, yes, we do have amazing merch for the Porch Pals. And yes, Merlin makes appearances on my Witchy Wednesday lives. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that so much. Hello, Circus Entertainment. How are you? Also, we have merch. Let me put the banner back up. It's the pink banner, and that's the site. I'm not supposed to say it, but it's pretty easy. Just Porch Lore, and then you put a dot, and then store. And even if you don't want to buy anything, we have really cute stuff. Thank you, Michelle. We have really cute stuff, that a lot of our inside jokes and a lot of stories. I think you guys will enjoy it and get a good laugh out of it. So check it out. Lots of fun stuff there. And CJ was here earlier, Whitney. I don't know where he is now, but... And with that, oh, thank you, Mace. I appreciate that so much. That's why when people talk about audio issues, I'm usually like, I think it's your device. Because I have a pretty intense setup here, so I'm pretty sure it's the device. Amanda, you know what? That's a good question. I think you hit the heart at the top next to my name. And I think... Can somebody help Amanda on how to become a super fan? I'm not great at that. I don't actually know how to do it because Boba. I'm so glad you're here and that I can help you sleep. And your girlfriend is right. I love that. She's passed right out. Oh, I love that. I made you guys both pass out? That makes me happy. Yeah, thanks, Max. I think you'll enjoy the store. It's really fun stuff. There's funny Mothman shirts, all kinds of stuff. Grilled cheese clothing. Jessica, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Hi, Jackal. How are you? How you doing, Terrifier? All right, you guys. And with that, you know what time it is. It's grilled cheese time. And if you're new here, I do end the live every night with everybody's favorite story. It got requested so often, and people would get upset if I ended the live before reading it. So, oh, thank you, John. I love that. It's so cute. So now it's everybody's comfort story. It's become a tradition on the porch. We even have, it even has its own entire collection of merch, and it has beloved stickers and characters and all kinds of stuff. So if you are new, sit back and relax and get ready for the night shift at Sycamore Diner. I'll be right back. And Andrew, I'm so sorry to hear that, and I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you for the hand hearts, Mace. Ghostwriter House. Brian, what are you doing? Brian, why are you up? Brian, why are you awake right now? It's way past your bedtime. Hi, I'm glad you're here. So surprised to see you this late. You did a night live? Oh no, I missed it. Damn. I want to watch your night lives. Will you send me the link to the live recording so I can watch it? What happened? I want to hear all about it. By the way, guys, if you haven't followed Ghostwriter House, Check him out. His name's Brian. I adore him. He lives in a craftsman-style bungalow in Texas that is haunted. And he does tours every day. It's very fun. And I love him. He's the best. He's pinned right there at the top. He does tours of his historic haunted home every day. He's the best. And if you go, he might even tell you embarrassing stories about me from middle school. Right, Brian? Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Justin, are you talking about the one from the roller skating rink? Yes, that's Brian. From roller skating rink gate. Yep, that's him. You talked about me tonight? Oh no. Did you tell them the roller skating story? Yeah, Beefy, I did. I broke his heart when we were middle school. But it's okay now. It's totally fine now. He only lost a finger. It's like not that big of a deal. Just kidding. He didn't really lose a finger. I know, Avril. Wouldn't that be amazing? That's why I started this. It's my dream. Oh my goodness, Michelle. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, Justin, he breaks everything. Did you, Matt? Wait, Matt, you almost lost a finger in middle school? Brian, I think you've met your match. No, not the whole finger, Mace. It was just like the tip of the finger. It was just like that. Chris, don't even worry about it, girl. I love you. It was just like just the tip. Beefy said, so what you're saying is Brian can't tap the screen. Oh. Brian, I can hear you saying, why I oughta. In my defense, the finger loss wasn't my actual fault. It was a chain of events. It wasn't like I chopped off his finger. I broke his heart, and then he went out into the cold night air, roaming around, crying and like screaming Devin, and huddled up somewhere and got like frostbite. So technically, that's not my fault. You know? I didn't take his coat, Justin. He didn't even have a coat. Ask Brian. He was wearing a white t-shirt in the middle of winter. So the frostbite, not my fault. Not my fault. Right, Brian? Right, Brian? And if you guys go to his lives, Brian will show you his finger and tell you the whole story of that night at the roller skating rink when we were like 13. A white shirt. Yep, just a white t-shirt. No coat. No, I did not steal his coat. I would never. He didn't even have one. And yeah, he wasn't wearing gloves. Like, come on. Hello. Wear gloves, bro. We lived in Ohio. Plain white tees. Yeah. By the way, I'm just kidding, you guys. Brian has all his fingers. Just kidding. Yeah, his shirt said Bummer Summer on it, and it had a surfboard. He's right. He meant Bummer Summer, not Summer Summer. Yeah, he meant Bummer Summer. And that's what his shirt said, Bummer Summer, and it had a surfboard on it. And he had a comb in his back pocket. He used to carry a comb around in his back pocket. Yeah, Mary. No, he still has all his fingers. But that is a story he tells in his live. And then every time I'm in there, all the people in there are like, oh my God, you terrible bitch. And I'm like, yep, that's me. And then he holds his hand up with what looks like a nub to show everybody that he has no finger. He bends one finger down and puts it really slow in front of the camera. It's very funny. Yeah, really has him going. Yep. It's hilarious. So yes, not true. He did not lose a finger. He still has them all. And yes, his name is not Travis, it's Brian. I told another narrator that my narrator farted in chapter 38. Wait, did your narrator really fart in chapter 38? By the way, what am I going to be your narrator for the next one? I won't fart. I asked her how to edit it out. You're so... Oh. You can play a part for sure. Yeah. Yes, by the way, he has a book called Ghostwriter House. Check it out, you guys. It's about his haunted house. All right. Passing gas. That's cute. Passing gas. I mean, that's really what it is. It's better than farting, actually. I'll start saying that. Passing gas. Good night, Brian. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. I'll probably come visit you tomorrow. Cutting the cheese. That's so funny. And so vivid and gross. Did you, Sean? You farted once? What was it like? I never have. Sean said it was nice. Oh my God, what? Michelle, that's the funniest. Are you serious? I have to pin that. Her husband would say that came right over the top. Oh my God. I can't stop laughing at that. Because I can just hear some guy say that. Me neither, Chris. I don't usually laugh at fart jokes, but my God, that is funny. That I can hear an old guy saying that too, like, well, that came right over the top of a turd. Such a dude thing to say. By the way, guys, feel free to counteract this conversation by putting some words in the chat, like Mothman, Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Bigfoot, anything but turds and farts. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. I gotta restart the song, guys. I was laughing too hard for that one. That was good. Still making us laugh from beyond the grave, right, Michelle? Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through, 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. Hi, Rita, I miss you. Hi, cutie. I had taken the wrong exit, trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years. But the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. Thank you, Chris. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm. And it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. A checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. And the people? They all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. And not in a rude way, just quiet. Like they weren't expecting me. Like I had walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. Thank you, Rita, that was so cute. A waitress, tall with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. You get caught in the rain, sweetheart, she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers. I sat down at a corner booth and the vinyl creaked. and I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal, sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes, like they were there but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eyes even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee. Strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese and fries. Simple, safe. Thank you, Rita. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi. Not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window, and the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up, and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast. Too fast, like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with that little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks, but this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff, just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered. Just once, and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped, like someone had paused on the entire scene. I took a step back and the jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest, and I turned to the knob. Locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass, shouting, but no one was outside. Just wind and rain, and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. Hi, Drew. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm and still half eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in. She raised a hand, and the walls began to shimmer. Literally, shimmer, like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled, and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it. Underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. 1 second I was inside, and the next I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rear view mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone. Not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. Burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight. And everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article? The same checkerboard floor, the same red booths, the same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. And you guys, DJ said I wore my grilled cheese jammies tonight. Yes! Porch floor grilled cheese jammies. I love that. And with that, thanks for being here tonight, you guys. I love all my porch pals very much. I love the community we're building. Oh, you used your mug? Yes. And if you guys want to join me tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., I do Witchy Wednesdays. I hang out on camera. We hang out once the weather gets better. I will do crow calling, but as of right now, we're just talking about crystals and all that fun stuff. And check out the merch. You won't regret it. I promise. It's really cute stuff. Thank you so much, guys, for the taps, the love, the comments, the beautiful gifts, everything. I appreciate you all so much. And I will see you guys either tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening at the same place, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you guys get some wonderful sleep tonight and some good dreams. And if you don't fall asleep, head on over to my YT channel. There is a playlist called Bedtime Stories where you will fall asleep by story too. You won't regret it. And as always, don't forget, stay spooky. Oh my God, Jen, that bighorn is so cute. Stop it. I love that gift. Thank you. Stay spooky, everyone. Sweet dreams. See you tomorrow.